Hi, y'alls. Today's just the diary event episode. I honestly didn't think I was going to get to an upload today. My schedule's usually Sunday, Wednesday. I think I'm just detoxing off of caffeine because I accidentally had 2 days of black tea. I tried to make it like half calf by steeping the bag only a little bit. And then I bought decaf tea. And I think I'm just coming off it. I was like stumbling after work. I think I'm just so ready to go down in my hours. There's the part of everyone that wants to make money, and there's the part of everyone that wants to be free and have your time to yourself. And there's the rational part, I think, and everyone that understands that you have to have money to have a certain level of freedom. So it's like, what kind of freedom do I want? When and where is it important? And I think I'm ready to ask for Sundays off and have 3 days off a week and maybe just come into work. My dog's down here, if you can hear him. Come in a little bit earlier. We'll see. I begged for 5 days a week, and now I'm like, please let me get out of here. I'm so ready to be gone. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get around to an upload today, so I'm really glad just to be sitting down. My phone has been making me so manic recently, and it would be very easy just to pin it on hormones. But I feel like I know that it's my phone. It's like this scattered brained thought propensity to, because I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to find people to hang out with. So I'm texting people and I'm catching up with people, and I have time anxiety. So I feel like I have to respond right away, or in being able to get to my maximum quickness of responding, then I open up the opportunity to get more replies from the other person, and the more back and forth we have, the quicker or stronger the connection will be. Or honestly trying to make friends in general, but specifically online, to then become in-person friends. It's such a gamble. You're gambling so much of your time and energy in the fucking hopes that you'll meet someone normal who you like and who likes you and who you actually want to spend time with and who actually has time to hang out with you and wants to do the things you want to do or whatever. It's a huge fucking gamble. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I just need to try Bumble BFF. Maybe that would be more lucrative. I don't know. I don't fucking know. All I know is my phone is making me fucking manic. Fucking manic. Because it's I want to be connecting with people, but the phone doesn't actually provide that. It doesn't fucking provide that. It only provides communication. It does not necessarily provide connection and any feelings of connection. It's such a fucking illusion. Such a fucking illusion. Not to say that life isn't also an illusion, because who's to say that the hormones that are released in your brain that make you feel like you're connecting with someone when you're over the phone versus when you're in person are any different. But I feel sorry, I'm having a rash on my ankle. I feel the difference is that when you're connecting online and then you move to in person, it isn't always the same. So it's did you actually just make that connection, or was it just who knows? I really want to get off the phone and use the phone less, but it's high-key difficult. Because I'll be okay, don't check the phone first thing in the morning. Okay, I do it second thing in the morning. I sit there and I meditate, and then I check it second thing. And I have OCD. So it's definitely this compulsive, it's addiction, but it's also a compulsive behavior to check. If I'm not checking Instagram or replying to people, it's checking my YouTube studio, which thank you so much. Or every time I check back there, it's more subscribers, it's more watch hours, View duration's not going up, but hey, you get what you can where you can get it. Am I right? Yeah. Super exciting. I'm really trying to get monetized. Monetize, the big M word, big scary M word. But man, like having a side hustle would be so great. Cause then in my head, I'm like, oh, if I cut back, if I like want to skip a day of work, I'm like, damn, I'm losing $149 of profit just by like showing up to work. So then I have to weigh for myself, which one do I want more? My time or $150? That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up, bro. And I'm really grateful that like I can even make that much in a day because I feel like that's a lot. That's like almost my whole week's budget. And it's also what allows me to like save money and put money aside. And like, I'm going to try to save and do fun things. Yeah, I don't know. Shit for me has been... I had a really emotional period a couple days ago. I was having really bad dreams multiple nights in a row. And it's definitely like very... When I was talking about it with my friend, because it's like, trigger warning. You might want to skip over this part if you're sensitive, like me. I don't mind talking about it because it's already in my brain. But if you don't want new stuff in your brain, maybe skip over the next couple minutes. All my dreams have like usually always been like me like running away from someone or like being chased or like trying to figure out a problem, like very high anxiety. But my like dreams of being like assaulted physically or sexually have become such a common occurrence that I'm almost like desensitized to it. As I was telling my friend, because it's like the first one you have, you're like in shock. The second one you have, you're like, what the fuck? The third one you have, you're like, damn, like this again? Fourth, fifth, sixth, you're like par for the course. And like, fortunately, it's like, I don't feel like the dream necessarily sticks with me that much like throughout the day. It doesn't necessarily ruin the vibe of the day, but I do feel like maybe it makes me more sensitive, or it's like a reflection of like the state of my psyche when it comes to like maybe anxiety. It's such a crazy thing because I've never even been assaulted physically, unless you want to call like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like corporal punishment, but like when your parents hit you as discipline, unless you want to count that as being assaulted, which I low-key do. I low-key do count that as assault. The fuck? How are you going to say that that's not assault? It's been so weird. Because it's like... Yeah. My last dream, it's like... Someone just like pressed like on my waist. And in the dream, it hurt so bad. And I was screaming and crying, saying, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And a lot of times in my dream, I'm being like, stop. Or like, I can't breathe right. And like someone's squeezing me and it hurts. And it's so like hard to cope with. I don't need to get into like where it might be coming from, because that seems like way deeper and more personal topic. And I've already kind of been thinking about it, and I don't feel the need to like share that with y'alls right now. But it's like, damn, like, yeah. So I think that kind of brings like an added level of sensitivity into like my waking life. When it's like, oh, I was like having like 2 high stress dreams 2 nights in a row, which my friend suggested could be from like eating sugar before bed. Who knows, man? I feel like I just want to escape. I want to get back out there and travel so bad. I want to leave this fuck-ass job. The job is literally so great, and I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. It is really triggering to see my boss be a emotionally unavailable and physically unavailable father and boss to his employees in the business and his fiance. Because then I was like getting so worked up by it, and I was like, oh, maybe I just have like my own daddy issues. So I like sent my dad an email being like, hey, why don't you ever reach out? Why are you just sending me stupid links? Why don't you call me? But also, I'm afraid for you to call me because usually it ends in me crying or you saying something mean or me being upset. And all he had to fucking say was he sent a picture of me hugging him from when I was a kid saying, I'm still the same person as I was then. Guess what? I'm not. I'm not that little girl. I am not the same person. I am not easily emotionally manipulated or physically manipulated. I am not scared to disobey you anymore. Like, I am not the fucking same person. And it makes me furious that it was drilled into us as kids to say, please, thank you, sorry, please, thank you, sorry, please, thank you, sorry. And he can't muster up a single fucking apology when it's obvious, like, he's fucking up. He's fucking up and he doesn't want to admit that. Like, say sorry. Say sorry. I am so forgiving. I literally do not care. I care that you don't want to say sorry though. What the fuck? Like, you can't take accountability. You can't say sorry. You can just say, oh, well, I always knew my kids would be better than me. And here you are being better. It's not about that. It's not about that. And it's like my phone's making me fucking manic and all I want to do is connect with people. And it's just like making me feel like more disconnected, which is like kind of like the crux of like having a phone is that it's like designed to make you feel connected, but it's also addicting and makes you feel more disconnected. And then it's just making me feel like more manic and depressed and I can't like, It's really hard to set really strict boundaries with the phone. Because it's like, I want desperately to talk to my friends and to make new friends. So bad. Especially because, and part of me is like, have these relationships like, or have these people like I'm trying to like find friendships with or whatever. They don't even matter. Like, I don't need to be taking it this seriously. I think I just feel rushed. I feel rushed a lot. I feel rushed at work. I feel rushed in life. And like, I hate it. I fucking hate it, bitch. Story time, trauma dump, whatever. It was, my dad's such a fucking lunatic. Like, he would always be late to arriving to things or picking us up from things, and we'd like call him, and if we called him when he was picking us up, he'd yell at us because he's like, how dare you have the nerve to check in on me and see when I'll be arriving when I'm doing you the godly favor of getting you from wherever it is you are. Man couldn't even be bothered to drive me 15 minutes away to my friend's house. I had to bike. It was probably an hour and a half bike. He literally just sat on his ass all day. That's not the point. That's not the point. But then, so then it's like, you're not allowed to contact him when he's running late. But then he'd run late. And then, still to this day, it was crazy. He was picking up my little brother. And he texted my mom saying, hey, I'm around the corner, or I just turned onto the street. And my mom's like, okay, Rocco, like, you gotta go. You gotta be waiting. You gotta be ready. Because if we ever left him waiting, God forbid, we left him waiting when he was the one leaving us waiting, it was then again, like, yelling at us and like, it's your fault. And like, how dare you leave me waiting? It's like, I just got out of dance class 1 minute ago and you're 2 minutes early. Like, why are you being insane? Why are you a fucking insane person, dude? So yeah, I have a weird relationship with time. It feels like it's running out. It feels like I'm being rushed. It feels like there's a time limit. It feels like I have to get some sort of amount of things done in a certain amount of time. I don't feel like this all the time. I can definitely tap into like, hey, we're gonna chill out. But like, I am hyper aware of time, and I'm almost jealous of people who like have ADHD and they have time blindness. Because that'd be, maybe not so nice because I already feel like sometimes the day gets away from me. But imagine being like so submerged in an activity that you forget the time. I'll be cooking and I'm like looking at the time. And then I'll be eating and then I'm done eating and then I see the time. And like I'm always checking the time. And it's like, it's kind of like I want to just live in the forest. I don't want time to exist because it's a fucking fake. Time isn't real. And also I don't want any mirrors. I don't want to know what I look like. I can just feel good. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. This is a crash out episode. I'm fucking crashing out. Wish I had more water. Crash out with me. Get ready with me to crash out. Crash out Sunday. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. The world's fine. And it truly is fine. When I have those like small moments of timelessness, I'm like, fuck. Like being alive is so amazing. It's so amazing. And like never in my life have I really been like aware of that fact up until like recently where I'm like, damn, like not only do I like have more than I need, like I'm so well provided for and I have food and I have money and I have shelter and I have like people around me technically. I have my dogs. Mainly I'm like grateful for like my money and my food and just feeling provided for in that way. But it's like also like the world is so beautiful. And it was kind of fucked up because like I was on a little walk and I was like, damn, like it is so beautiful that I get to like breathe clean air. And this isn't even like the cleanest air I've breathed before. And there's a part of me that's like, Rachel, everyone has a like unilateral right to like be breathing perfect, clean forest air. But that's not the life we live in. And the life we live in is that it's a privilege to breathe clean, fresh forest air. And the fact that I was breathing clean, fresh forest air and still could remember times when I've breathed fresher, cleaner, colder, crisper air, I was like, that, there's like a beauty in that. It might be a fucked up kind of beauty nonetheless. Because it's like, okay, well, we kind of like swapped these like things that I might think of as like inalienable rights for like creature comforts of the first world. And like that I can kind of like look at the intersection of that and be like, damn, like I get to breathe really fresh, clean air sometimes. And I have like the softest bed known to man. Like truly every night when I climb into bed, I'm like, oh, this hits. I'm just a snug bug in a rug, bitch. It's so good. And I get to take my magnesium so I can actually fall asleep instead of just lying there with my eyes open. Which, by the way, after recording this, I need to take my magnesium. It's a beautiful privilege of an intersection to be able to experience all these things. So I was thinking back to when I was in Mexico and sleeping on my ex's bed. That man slept on like wrestling mats, basically. That shit was so not comfy at all. And I slept on that for weeks. And it's like, okay, like would I like to swap the ability for clean air for like sleeping on a rock? I don't know. I was kind of thinking about in my head, like, if I swapped lives with someone who lived a very opposite life of me, someone who maybe lives a more timeless life, who like doesn't need to pay student loans and is just outside. But then there's like the vulnerabilities to the elements, let's say. Like would that person be like, oh my God, I love your life? And would I be like, oh my God, I love your life? And then after living each other's lives for a little bit, would we figure, it's so interesting. It's so amazing the way that globalization has taken over. Or maybe not taken over, but just like happened. Where it's like we can genuinely go and experience so many different lifestyles and cultures and habits and things and like find what, hopefully, I mean, it almost feels like there's too many options. But hopefully by the time you're like 40, you are living a life very close to what like makes you really happy and just like naturally grateful. And I imagine living kind of like on the border, like of, you know, doing physical labor, like having a garden, chopping wood, burning it for heat, like really almost no electricity, I imagine. I'm sure I'll still abide by the laws of time in a way, but like, because I imagine holding some sort of part-time situation. Maybe I'll go back to school for acupuncture and do that. So it's like you still have to make appointments or whatever. But I imagine also just living like a very relaxed, timeless life where it's like, oh, it's Monday. It's tomato sauce day, and we're going to spend half the day making tomato sauce to have polenta for dinner. Like that. And then the next day it's like, oh, we're out in the garden, we're weeding for like 4 hours, and you don't even realize it's been 4 hours, and it's lunchtime when you're hungry, and it's just, I've gotten like tastes of that life before from woofing. And it's like, this is what I want so badly. Like this is it. This is what I want. Like, I don't care about like the work required. Like if I get to like swap one type of work for a different type of work so that I can like be outside. And honestly, being outside is like one of the ways that like keeps me from like going crazy. I tried to go on a walk, like I said, I think after work, and I was like swaying back and forth. Like I was so tired. I was like taking like side steps. I was like, oh, but I just sat down. I was like watching the canal. And like the wind was blowing the leaves. It's fall here across the canal. And I was so relaxed. I felt like I was tripping. But the way that it was rippling, and I saw these ducks, and they're so funny. The way that they put their heads all the way down, their tails all the way up, and they like, with their little feet to stay in for, oh, they're so cute. I was like, damn, like, life is so beautiful and funny, and I don't need my phone to laugh, because, like, ducks exist. Even though ducks are fucking evil. Like, it's so cute and funny. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, crash out with me Sunday. I think I also I ran out of rice. And so that's kind of like the keystone of like a lot of my meals. So I've kind of just been like buying takeout, but like also trying to not spend money. So then it's like I'm kind of like not really eating right. And then it's like, hey, Rachel, like, are you eating rounded meals with vegetables? And it's like, maybe. Maybe? Does that count? Does it maybe count? Is it okay if I just had broccoli with lunch and then had like kind of low-key processed meals for breakfast and dinner? Ooh. But Tuesday, Wednesday is my weekend. Like I said, today's Sunday. I only got to go on one more day. I really got to tell my boss, like, I need someone to take over my Sundays. I don't want to fucking be, because it's crazy. Like when they're like, oh, manifestation, and like, you just have to like take the jump. You just have to take the leap. Have this faith, and you just have to start creating the life you want, even if you don't have the resources. And like I was talking about, like, is it worth losing that 150? But I think I would like enjoy life so much more and enjoy work so much more if I could like work like 5 to 8 hours less a week. What do you think about that? That's in like 2022. Oh God. Okay. Sorry for this like stupid episode. I don't even know what I'm gonna name it. Wednesday I gave you some really good material, I feel like, so hopefully I'll have some good material for you by Wednesday. And I'll prep some better material for the next Sunday. So thanks for sticking with me. Thanks again for all the support, guys. No matter who you are. Because like I mentioned in my one video, it's crazy to be getting attention from a demographic of people that I wasn't expecting to appeal to. But regardless, We're here. Y'all's here. Channel growing on the up and up. God bless. All right. Thanks, y'all. Good night.